Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here with Season 49, War Number 5, and Matrix has matched up against AF. And if you like seeing me die in war, this is going to be a fun war for you. Let's just say that. Because I'm going to die to a fight in this war that I really should never be dying to, because not only is it not a hard node, it's not a hard defender. I'm going to die with class advantage against a bad defender on an easy node. Which seems like all of my deaths. With the exception of the other death I had in War 2 of this season. The only other death so far where I had a bad matchup. And my play was only part of the reason that I died. Yeah. We're going to have some fun today. So we have the team today of Hood, Moleman, and Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop only has one fight, as Hood can just take all the rest of my fights. But that's fine. We are on Path 3, Section 1, and then we are going over to Path 5, Section 2, the Ebb and Flow Intercept path. This is going to be Crossbones on the first node. He doesn't actually interact with the node in any meaningful way, and Hood just kind of hard counters Crossbones because no Furies means that he can't reduce my ability accuracy, so no failing parries, even if I didn't have prowesses. But yeah, you'll notice I'm doing full combos here. I'm just doing that to kind of preserve my bullets because I know that not a lot of the defenders I'm fighting this war are buff-heavy champions. And despite the fact that I do have more mana, again, I just wanted to be safe. Go for another L2 here, gets us back to another L2. Here This is weird. Oh, okay. I just go for a 4 light combo into a striker into a heavy attack. In hindsight, I probably could have waited out my invisibility expiring because then I would have been given back a bunch of bullets, but that's completely fine. So on this next fight here, I'm switching Mystic Dispersion. I'm going to skip this a little bit. Oh, never mind. It wasn't very long. But this Black Panther here, I have taken this fight now twice with Hood. This was the first time. I'm recording this as of the time that I'm recording this. War 7 is over and War 8 has currently just started. But yeah, here you'll notice I'm preserving my bullets a lot, throwing a lot of heavy attacks. As soon as the Fate Seal is up, he is no longer able to get armor ups for the rest of the fight, and that's essentially the entire risk of this node. Like, that's kind of the whole point. So there's not really anything to this node anymore. Go for another heavy attack. I think I'm going to just parry heavy here, which is... No, I should have parry heavy, and I would have saved a couple more charges, but that's fine. We'll go into our next fight, Path 5, Section 2 here. And I can't remember if Nova's first or if Destroyer's first. But we'll see. Looks like it's Nova first. Okay. Nova on the first node, Destroyer on the second node. Funny enough, I've actually taken both of these defenders on Path 5 Section 2, but in the opposite spot because the node they're on doesn't really matter. But Hood kind of hard counters Nova here. It's a very good matchup, and you get your guaranteed intercepts with Hood while you are stun immune, which means that even if he auto blocks it, he can't reverse the parry. But yeah, here we're just going to dash back, get the intercept. We have the Fate Seal on, which means lowered ability accuracy. Here, I think we're about to throw the heavy attack. He does dash back, but we do get the heavy attack off just before the Ebb and Flow Fury expires, which means the protection would have come back. Here, looks like I'm changing my Mystic Dispersion again. Okay, we're turning it off. Which actually makes a lot of sense given that after this next fight, my two remaining fights are Hood against very buff-heavy Cosmics, which means I wouldn't want Mystic Dispersion. Here, we're going to put on the Cold Snap Arrow. I think this is the second time I've taken this. I know I take it again in a few wars, but I think this was the second time I'd taken this fight this season. And basically with Kate Bishop, you just want to throw on an SP1 boost, get this fight down as fast as possible. I know I fight Destroyer in War 7, but I think I also fight him in War 6, if I recall correctly. Doesn't really matter. You'll see that when it comes out, probably the day after this war. But yeah, what we're going to want to do here is we're not going to want to waste our intercept from the parry on the first hit. And the reason is because he's not close enough for it to count as an intercept. Here, I am not going to throw the SP1 yet. I probably should have thrown it there. Looks like I'm waiting to get another intercept. Yeah, and there I missed a parry. It feels like it only really happens with Destroyer, where when I'm trying to land my parries with Kate Bishop, they just don't work. And I'm going to have the exact same issue in the exact same scenario next war. And I remember in the moment how it felt. And I could have sworn I hit the parry correctly. So I think there is actually something wrong with like either the matchup or like something about his animations appearing later, but the hit actually connects earlier. Like, I don't know what it is, but when you see something consistently happen that goes against something you've been doing for years, it kind of makes you wonder, like, hey, what's up with this, right? This is the fight, guys. This is the fight. I'm going to die to this Vox, which you might not even think is possible. There, he throws the SP1 into my block. Kind of just obstructs the setup to this fight. Also, I should note that I have never fought Vox in Alliance War, so I have no idea how to counter his L1 or his heavy attack. So when he throws his heavy attack, you'll notice I don't counter because I have absolutely no idea how to do it. Not a clue. So I'm going to throw another L2, and at this point, you may look at this fight and say, Sam, how can you die to this fight? It looks so easy. At this point, Vox has enough hexes on him that if he dashes at me and I throw my heavy, he might die. And if he doesn't, he's going to be under 10%. With class advantage, you'd be surprised how much damage these hex detonations do. But we'll see. Look what's going to happen. He's going to just continually dash back. And then, of course, as soon as the protection comes back, he's going to hit me. And then I'm going to be the most brain-dead idiot. And I am going to throw my L1 here. Why? I don't know. It was a conscious decision I made to throw my L1 in this scenario. That makes no sense. Like, I cannot possibly think of a way that this makes any sense. What I should have done, I shouldn't have thrown that striker. I should have saved that striker. But if I did throw that striker, what I should have done is tapped him with a medium to reset my hexes and then saved up for an L2. That L2 would have removed protection and the heavy attack would have killed. But no. Instead, I'm going to walk in, get 5-hit comboed to the face, lose 50% of my health from the combo, and then the rest of my health from the L3. And mind you, I have a 33% L3 resistance boost here, so that L3 just did so much damage. And that insta-killed me. And when he dashed at me and I took that combo, I wasn't trying to parry it, I was just trying to get out of the way. And because I'm not used to his animations, I was late, and boom, full health to dead in 3 seconds. So that's fun. Sometimes when you're in these fights, your brain just completely turns off and you make mistakes that are so ridiculous that you watch the fight back and you think, how could I possibly have done that? That is so colossally brain dead and stupid. I actually don't understand why I did that. Because look, it's a 10-second cleanup. 10 seconds. What is wrong with me? How do I die to a fight that requires a 10-second cleanup? I don't get it. So yeah, I generally think that I've been playing decently well this season, about what I would expect from myself to do on the average season, whereas last season was definitely below average for me. But then I just have fights like that, and I'm just like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, this is not acceptable. I cannot be doing this. Here, this is our last fight of the war. I am going to make one mistake in this fight where I'm going to chain... sorry, not chain the L1. Throw the L2 while the glancing is up. And when the glancing is already up, it prevents the Fate Seal from preventing it or removing it. But if the hit from the L2 were to activate glancing, that doesn't happen. So, yeah, you'll notice right there that hit would have triggered the glancing, but because it also inflicted the Fate Seal, it prevented it. Now, it's such an easy matchup that it doesn't really matter, and the fight still went down in 55 seconds, but still, like, those little small mistakes, especially when I've done that fight, like, literally that exact same fight on that exact same node before in 30 seconds, just kind of dumb, right? But that Vox fight, it'll just haunt me. That Vox fight is gonna... Let's go back to the L3 animation that I took to the face for while I give the results of this war. Where is it? Look at the face there. There we go. I'll probably end up using this for the thumbnail. But yeah, not the best war, but we won. And I mean not the best war for me personally, because this was the single lowest deaths Matrix has had since I've been with them. And I've been with Matrix for a year. I joined in April, I want to say, of last year, so it's been like 13 months, roughly. I think it was April. I actually don't recall exactly when it was, but I think it was around then. Yeah, we had 6 deaths this war. And I just want to mention, my fights were like 6 of the last 8 fights of the war. And at that point, we had 5 deaths. So if I had not been an idiot and died to this fight, we would have been at 5 deaths, which for an alliance that last season missed Masters is fantastic. Now, I know that even though we missed Masters, our numbers weren't terrible, and we had fewer deaths than I think 5 or 6 alliances that ended in Masters, and so far this season, we've been around like a 7 to 9 average death per war. So having a war at 6 isn't absurd. Like, it's definitely nothing to be suspicious about, because I've seen screenshots from other alliances that average about 10 to 15 a war, and I've seen them putting up 1 to 2 deaths on certain wars. That is suspicious. This is not. I think AF had 10 deaths. I don't know 100%. I'm not completely sure. I think it was 10. I believe the final score of this war was 6 to 10, but I am not sure. So if I'm off by 1 or 2, I apologize. I did not mean any offense by it. But we are doing really well this season as an alliance, and we are now up to 4-1 and our death total is up to 2. Personally, our alliance's record is 4-1, 4 wins, 1 loss, and my death total as of this war is 2. My PSR for this season is at 33 out of 35, or 94%, and my deathless streak is up to 1 fight. Sersi is the only fight I've soloed since my death. So that's all for today. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Bye.